A very good morning to all the articles or prospective articles to the Chartered Accountancy course on how to make the most of the CA Articleship. The Articleship basically is an exchange of services, your services, for gaining experience on the job, where training for your professional career becomes part of your work. Is it only job training? Is a question which many people ask, many students ask. It is not, it's far beyond that. I consider the articleship period to be a golden period of the CA student's life, as long as the firm where you join is having enough work. If it is so, then it is useful for your future career in case you want to go for a job or in case you want to go for a practice. Both can be equally advantaged. We get a practical view of many of the theoretical things we have studied in our BCom or BSc, as well as what we are studying for our CA. It expands our knowledge because we interact with various industries and different type of people at different levels of the organization. Say the marketing team, the logistics team, the accounts team, finance team. Therefore, wonderful inputs are available from all these people. In this period, a student starts transforming to become a professional, and therefore there is a increased confidence level for all of them. Since we have to interact with various people, our communication skills also improves. When we are in college, we may not be interacting with different type of people. We interact with our friends, where whatever is acceptable there is fine. But when we interact with the outside world, especially the corporate world, proper dressing also is an advantage. We learn how we need to dress. What all we can improve in our articles. The first and most important aspect is our own personality can improve. Specifically our communication and the behavior towards the other gender, behavior towards our seniors, clients, juniors, staff of the client. One very important aspect, which is part of differentiator of a chartered accountant, is that it gives us an opportunity of being independent. Our judgment starts getting finer and finer. In CA, since we have this very vast syllabus, we also become dedicated learners when we see how the theory is being applied. There are so many people who are already there in our organization. Seniors are there. Some of them may be qualified chartered accountants, semi-qualified, and they are skilled. Your seniors are skilled. They know many skills which you still have to get. While learning, one of the important aspects, which is also a big, I would say, limiter for many people in this world, is how to manage time. As far as you are concerned, you've got your tuition classes, you've got this job, which is, say, an 8-hour job, and then you also have to ensure that you deliver what your seniors ask. Within the time which you have in office, we have to be effective. So, time management is something which we learn very early in CA. One of the fallouts, I would say, is that people look up to you because you have come from an auditor's office, a chartered accountant's office. Some of the brand, the name which the chartered accountant has made, also spills over to you. You also get a status beyond that of a student. The real learning is only through experience. Otherwise, bookish knowledge is not that great. That everybody can get. But the experience in a chartered accountant's office while doing audit, consulting, litigation, all this gives you real life experience. How can I enhance myself? Self-awareness is supposed to be one of the most important aspects of any learning. Whichever field, whether it's CA, engineering, management, self-awareness is something which is created. And this is something you can do while in your articleship period. In case the office has coaching available, coaching may be in various ways, where you have a buddy or you have a senior who takes on guiding you wherever you get stuck. One of the ways in which one can make themselves much better is to do the best in the time allotted to you and the work which is allotted to you. One of the major advantages in articles is you can ask questions. You are not expected to be an expert. You'll ask all these questions to your seniors. You can be very open. I don't know this. Can you guide me? Also, keep asking the question why. Curiosity is part of the future professional's key characteristic, I would say. And also, once I know why I'm doing the work, how important it is to various stakeholders, whether it's the client or the firm or the government or the country. Once I ask this why, then it gives a very powerful reason to do the work well. We also have the facility when we are doing our articles of examining the past files, whether they are kept on the computer, server. It could be the opinions, it could be the audit reports, it could be the show cause notice replies. All this is available to you in your search for better information. You can also start writing articles, maybe one-page article, two-page article. I have had articles who have written on Tax Guru, and the number of people reading their articles is exceeding 30,000, 40,000. What a stroke, positive stroke for confidence that is. Volunteering is available in every firm. Once your work is over, seek and you shall be given the opportunity of doing something which you have not done earlier, learning something which you don't know about. Some of the best practices which could be there, remember, all these may not be there in every firm. There is some firms have academic training where what you have learnt in your BCom, BSc, etc., how it is to be applied in practice is seen. Ethics, which possibly is a thought process which is there in the books today, gets translated into real time. Personal communication will always be a very important part of any classroom training done by any of the firms. Mentoring, which is near to coaching, beyond coaching actually, can also be a facility which is available, but every firm may not have it. The monitoring of your work is very important. Remember, all of us learn from our mistakes. If you look at the greatest models, the people you look at and say, wow, such people, if you see, have failed many times. Monitoring is a method of continuous evaluation. Your senior will look at your work and ask you what you have done and check. Depending on the documentation, he may ask you a few more questions. This checklist, have you verified this? What was the answer for this? What did you find out? The good firms have a system of interacting with articles all the time, and they also have some counseling sessions. Counseling is in case you are confused, then there is somewhere you can go back to. Sometimes the HR does the job in larger firms. Smaller firms may not have a specific HR department. One of the ways of also improving your articleship is to see if the subjects, new subjects which are there, subjects which are useful for your practice or your employment tomorrow, such as GST, FTP, IFRS, whatever it is. These can be done in groups. And when you do it in groups, it's fun and learning is very high. If I look at success for a professional, 3 bits are there. The first bit is your attitude. The second bit is your skill. And in that, soft skills are starting to play a very, very big role in your future. The partners being open sometimes is a very big advantage, where they can tell you the objectives, the why of the work, and they involve you in the discussions and decisions, even though you may just be an observer in the first year. Slowly you start contributing in the second year. Third year, they may even ask you for your view. People skill is perhaps today the most important skill to grow. Whether I'm in a career, I'm in a job, or I'm in practice. This sometimes chartered accountants realize a bit late when they find things are not happening. Right from the beginning, if you have orientation to pick up the people skill, then you will be able to make out how you approach a management, how you approach your staff. You can't tell people today anything. Mostly you have to sensitize them, guide them, especially the juniors, to learn how to get the data, how to read a case law. Even your telephonic talk with various people or email, which is a preferred system today, I don't know how long it will last, also has some etiquette. There are some rules for it. It cannot be used just like a talk. One more very important aspect of articleship is that once we are in this business world, we need to get domain knowledge of the business. We need to understand what's happening in the financial world. Financial newspapers, reading up what interests you could be something which is very good. Remember, articleship is not only about CA, the CA subjects and the work. You have enough time actually, unless you are in a tearing hurry to complete your CA, to be curious, nurture the hobbies which you have in your life. If you don't have any hobbies, think of some hobby which makes you feel good. While studying, you can apply the principles of work. And when you are working, you can apply what you have studied, and your understanding of the subject becomes so clear. You don't have to remember at all. There are many possibilities for this. You can visit our website for empowering yourself if you're interested. What happens as far as studies is concerned? We all join CA so that we can complete our CA. One of the biggest advantage I felt, remember, I was in the institute volunteering in the exam department and the board of studies for many years between 2010 and 2019. When we do this, when we study, we even learn to study the subjects we do not like so much. So what does this bring? This brings us a thought process of being able to learn subjects which we do not like. Automatically, the improvement of the English language is done. So don't try to go on with whatever language you have. The language which is available in our study material from your tuition classes are something we can adopt and adapt and go ahead and improve our language. You also, in this period of your CA studies, the options which are there in your final can give you an area you will choose so that you can do that, and tomorrow when you finish your CA, you can specialize in that. When you go for coaching classes, you have to read before the coaching class, and after that you should revise. Choose the coaching class carefully. Again, there is an article which says how to choose coaching classes on our blog. When you do the preparation for class, make notes. Remember, writing down enhances your memory, number one, and it has a link to giving you a better revisional result. As ICA study material is the material from which exams are set, question papers are set, and the supplements also give you a lot of information which is useful for doing well in exam. Start your studies early. Don't wait for 3 months before exam or 4 months before exam. One of the biggest diseases today, not only for students, for even seniors, is distraction, digital distraction. I think that CA being a bit tough, maybe you have to say goodbye to distractions till you complete your CA, or allocate only a short time for it. Your smartphone itself can be configured such that you cannot browse more than such and such time. I have also observed sometimes that when people join CA, they stop physical activity, sports. If you do not have a facility for playing something, at least ensure that you do some exercises. Google is full of wonderful exercises. It may be dance, it may be just a short, fit 30 minutes vigorous exercise, but ensure that you do this twice a day. If you look at CA, it's a long learning, and this is some lifelong process if you want to join a professional course, whether it's CA, whether you're being a doctor, advocate, any engineer, you're into consulting. It's a lifelong learning process. My wish to you is that you do well in your exams and become a contributing professional in the future. I hope I have underlined the fact that articles is a wonderful period when you can make a big jump by adding experience to your knowledge. Thank you very much.